Much like in the real world, there's a deep state, there's central planners, there's these oligarchs, there's these elites. I kind of view Call of Duty like that. That is like, in essence, big gaming, right? Call of Duty is big gaming. They're the big kid on the block. They're really the one that stands the most to lose, and they need to lose. And not that EA and Battlefield isn't also a big player in the space. I say this from a standpoint of a Call of Duty fan, and I mean like an OG fan, not in more recent years. I think Call of Duty needs to fail in order to get better. They need to realize that we are not just going to buy every game every year. Personally, I don't even care if Battlefield 6 isn't as fun as Call of Duty or whatever, and hopefully it's more fun. But we should just go full force into this. I mean, this was a huge revolution I saw over the past month. I mean, every comment under every Call of Duty post or whatever is all about Battlefield 6, and I think we need to keep that momentum going. We need to defeat this giant. And that'll send a message to all the other big games that get more ridiculous over time, more ridiculous rainbow skins, more unrealistic, more microtransactions. I really hate using the term woke because it doesn't define the problem. I think we can do better than that. But these games that are really just out there and they're really just made for the masses. They're not trying to please any one group of people. They're trying to please everybody, and in doing so, they're really becoming terrible games. I see Call of Duty as the epitome of that, and they really need to witness a blow to their sales here in the next coming game. So Black Ops 7 looks really weak. It's very boring. They're riding on fumes here. This is going to be an easy one to forget and to not buy. And so I don't care if it's on Game Pass. I don't give a shit about that. Player numbers need to be down. And if Battlefield 6 is the game that you guys need to play instead to really send a message, you need to be playing Battlefield 6. I don't give a shit if the game sucks or not, or if it's as fun or whatever. I think that this is a defining moment in the gaming space, and we need to lean into this. We need to let these big games know that they don't own us. Phil Spencer needs to know that just because he spent billions on buying Activision, we're not just automatically going to recognize that and, just bend over backwards to buy every game that comes out of there. We're not dogs. Stop feeding us fucking shit. In more recent news, Call of Duty has already released a statement about the current state of Call of Duty. This is basically damage control, just so we are clear. I want people to notice this. They talk about the skins not carrying over, and maybe at first glance you're like, yes, no more rainbow skins. We're back to realism. But notice, this is another cash grab. Them not carrying over the skins means that you got to buy new skins. Again, it's all about money. In a consumer society, you vote with your dollars. We got them where we want them. We got them running scared. Keep your foot on the gas. And I've noticed that some of these gaming magazines are now talking about Battlefield 6 is great, but it won't beat Call of Duty this year. And it's like, this is clearly, again, some coordinated effort to keep Call of Duty in the top spot. They call it autopilot purchasing by the COD community. They think you guys are a bunch of NPCs that are just going to buy the same game every year. And up until this point, I would say that that's been true. But it's time to deliver the killing blow. This cannot go on. Do not let them invalidate this movement, is what I'm calling it. This is a rejection of big gaming, this huge corporate gaming apparatus. That's what this is. And they need to know that they do not have our dollar secured every single year on some fucking annual loop. We're not just doing the same thing all the time. We're done. We've played a lot of Call of Duty. Who hasn't gotten their fill of Call of Duty yet? Anyway, this seems to be a critical moment, and I've really liked what I've seen in the past couple months. I think it's a big deal. And no matter what you think about Battlefield 6, let's use it as a tool to send a message. Yeah, and one more thing I got to add in here because it pisses me off. I saw this post about how the Call of Duty streamers are furious that they nerfed the movement in this Battlefield 6 game. Let me just tell you something. If streamers are mad, I'm glad. These people have ruined modern gaming. Just chasing clout nonstop, cheating, what have you. These people have not improved the gaming experience. They've hindered it for the masses. And there was this comment by this guy named Reeve. I don't know who the fuck this loser is. Another AAA studio gutting movement to cater to people that play games 1 hour a week that will never run into people utilizing movement tech anyway. I don't know who needs to tell these people this, but most people are casual gamers. Gaming is 95% casual. You're the weird one. You're in the 5% that's no-lifing this shit, that's cheating, undermining the experience for everybody else. you're the weirdo. Let me tell you this. Even if you are good at the game and you're not cheating these streamers or whatever, nobody cares. Nobody gives a fuck. I don't know who needs to tell them this, but literally nobody cares about these people. And they think they're the center of attention all the time. Like whiny little brats. Anyway, if you liked the video, subscribe. And yeah, see you in the next one.